Did you know that a queen in 17th century Africa held off the Portuguese Empire for decades? Her name was Nzinga, and she was the ruler of Ndongo and Matamba, in what is now Angola. This is her story, a story of resistance, diplomacy, and survival. Nzinga was born around 1583 into the royal family of Ndongo. Her father, Ngola Kilonji Kia Kendamba, was the king. From a young age, Nzinga displayed intelligence and courage, traits that would later define her reign. Ndongo was a kingdom under immense pressure. The Portuguese, eager to expand their colonial empire and control the lucrative slave trade, were encroaching on Ndongo's territory. Nzinga witnessed firsthand the devastating effects of the slave trade on her people. The Portuguese sought to exploit Ndongo's resources and labor, leading to constant conflict and instability. Seeing her kingdom on the brink, Nzinga knew she had to act. In 1622, Nzinga played a pivotal role in negotiations with the Portuguese governor in Luanda. Accounts describe her refusing to sit on the floor, as was expected of African envoys. Instead, she had an attendant act as a human chair, asserting her equality and challenging Portuguese dominance right from the start. This act of defiance became legendary, symbolizing her unwavering determination to protect her people's dignity and sovereignty. The negotiations, however, were only a temporary reprieve. The Portuguese continued their aggressive expansion, and Nzinga's brother, the king, proved unable to effectively resist them. After his death in 1624, Nzinga seized the throne of Ndongo. Now queen, she reorganized her army and formed alliances with neighboring kingdoms and even with the Dutch, who were rivals of the Portuguese. This was not just a symbolic act of resistance, it was a calculated move to gain a strategic advantage. For years, Nzinga led her forces in fierce battles against the Portuguese. She was a skilled military strategist, employing guerrilla tactics and exploiting the terrain to her advantage. Despite her courage and determination, Nzinga faced setbacks. The Portuguese, with their superior weaponry and resources, gradually gained ground. In the face of these challenges, Nzinga made a strategic decision. She relocated her court to Matamba, a neighboring kingdom. This move allowed her to regroup, rebuild her forces, and continue the fight from a new base of power. In Matamba, Nzinga proved to be a shrewd leader. She forged alliances, incorporated runaway slaves and other marginalized groups into her army, and strengthened her kingdom's defenses. She also used religion and diplomacy to her advantage, playing the Portuguese and Dutch against each other. Nzinga's reign in Matamba was marked by constant warfare and political maneuvering. She understood that survival meant adapting to changing circumstances. She engaged in pragmatic alliances, sometimes even working with the Portuguese when it served her interest. Her leadership was characterized by a blend of diplomacy, caution, and strategic thinking. Queen Nzinga died in 1663 at the age of 80. By the time of her death, she had secured a fragile peace, though the struggle against Portuguese influence continued long after. But who was this queen really? How did the continent's colonizers portray her? Much of what we know about Nzinga comes from Portuguese colonial records. These accounts are often biased, portraying her as an exceptional, even dangerous, figure. They often emphasized her ruthlessness and portrayed her as unfeminine, reflecting colonial prejudices. Modern retellings often simplify her story, portraying her merely as a warrior queen. However, historical sources reveal a more complex leader, one who skillfully combined diplomacy, military strength, and political acumen. So, why is she so important? Nzinga's resistance delayed Portuguese consolidation in Central Africa for decades, significantly impacting the Atlantic slave trade. Her ability to employ statecraft against imperial expansion, rather than solely relying on battlefield prowess, offers a unique historical case study. Today, Queen Nzinga is a symbol of African resistance and black political sovereignty. In Angola, she is a national hero, celebrated for her courage and leadership. Her story is used to inspire discussions about women's political authority, decolonization, and African agency. Nzinga's life also raises important questions about how African history is taught. Her story, long marginalized in global education, is now being recovered and re-examined. She challenges us to confront colonial biases and to recognize the contributions of pre-colonial African leaders. While remembered as a symbol of liberation, Nzinga's life also raises controversial questions. Some accounts emphasize her cruelty or political ruthlessness, while others focus solely on her role as a freedom fighter. These conflicting narratives reveal the complexities of historical memory and the challenges of interpreting the past. Her story invites us to think critically about how we remember and celebrate historical figures. Are we willing to grapple with the complexities and contradictions of their lives, or do we prefer simplified, idealized versions? Queen Nzinga's legacy continues to resonate in modern Africa and the African diaspora. Her story is a reminder of the long struggle for freedom and self-determination. She embodies the resilience and ingenuity of African leaders who resisted colonial domination. As we grapple with issues of decolonization, gender equality, and political sovereignty, Nzinga's story offers valuable lessons and insights. The world might have forgotten her for a time, but Queen Nzinga's spirit of resistance continues to inspire. Her name is synonymous with courage, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of freedom. She stands as a testament to the power of African leadership and the enduring legacy of resistance against oppression. Her story needs to be heard, remembered, and celebrated. It is a vital part of African history, Black history, and world history. The story of a truly defiant queen.